Hello, and welcome to Ideas with Diana. This is a special broadcast and podcast devoted to what happened in Madison last night. The main thing, what I wanted to say about this is that this is not the Wisconsin way. Destroying statues, attacking an African American state legislature for taking pictures, and um, even today, older liberals and conservatives from Madison, Robin Voss and the Speaker Pro Tem, came together in Wisconsin and said, "No, this is not right. This is not for social change. This is not this. For many of us who had professors who were Jewish and German Jewish, like I did, I had four professors at UW Parks. If they were alive, they would have considered what happened in Madison last night a crystal night. Basically, an attack on art, attack on intellectual. It's exactly what the Nazis did when they did their crystal night to create degenerate art and degenerate literature as well as people. To the groups doing this, although your shirts may not be brown by the actions what you did last night, to everyone in Wisconsin, you convinced everyone you wear brown shirts. And to that thing, you will not have our support, none whatsoever. No matter what your point of view is, or even if you change, nope. You're going to have to come up with new leadership. You're going to have to apologize, and you're going to have to pay for the damage. This is disgraceful. In 2011, we had people who protested against a change in the state law, which was known as Act 10. And we had 100,000 people that gathered in Madison. Peter, Paul, and Mary were present to play songs, and basically they also acted as leaders to keep it peaceful. No one was hurt. No one was arrested. It was 100,000 compared to last night. And also about Molotov cocktails being thrown in the Capitol building, guys. If you want a copy from history, why did you copy the Nazis? You just turned everyone else against you, and you've shown your true colors. And it shows you do wear brown shirts, even though you hold up your banners and you hold up your thing like this, can't breathe. And no, if that's your group of breaking statues, no, that's the wrong way to do it. And you really showed it last time when you attacked Madison, because our state is a very open state since the spirit of the 49ers, which were German, Polish, Prussian, and other cultures that believe in education, free discussion, free meeting. And when we meet, we meet over a cup of coffee, sometimes a cola, sometimes some beer. But we can meet without fighting with each other. We can disagree without fighting with each other. Just to give an example, in the time of 2011, Kenosha had a vast open mic culture at TG's, and we gave a talk, and everyone give open mic, and even one time when I was giving this open mic, one person asked, "Well, how many balls do you have?" And I didn't go out in the audience and start a fight or anything else. Or another person who was reading poetry with me, she responded. She said, "Actually, she has more balls than you do because she's willing to come on stage and speak peacefully." And another point, during this time of 2011, I read some poetry discussing about aspects of what was going on in Mass, and one of them was the Midwinter's Night Sex Party, about how I thought that this was almost like the movie Midsummer's Night Sex Party, where basically it was what was really being discussed and whether it was really a party. But I also had some serious views, but the nice thing is there's one famous folk musician that wrote "The Age of Destruction," who came up, who was in Kenosha that night. I didn't realize he performed an unannounced live set for us, and he came up to me and he said, "Well, he said, and I respect him for his honesty, and we became good friends." He said, I really don't agree with some of the stuff you say, but I know basically you said it with your own mind, your own heart, and your own thought, which that I respect." And I said the same. I said also, with you, I always appreciate you say what you mean. You don't say sound bites. You don't read from a script. You know, you say what you actually thought. And we talked a little bit. We did the Wisconsin way. We both shared a beer. Other people joined in. We talked, and what happened was people asked me, so okay, well, why do you feel this way? Why do you think that regarding this Act 10 thing? And I said, well, and I just shared some thoughts. I said, well, we had to think about it. Yeah, I can see your point. We should try to do this where we work together and try to talk to people on not just other side of the aisle type thinking, but just talk with other people to see basically if we can find out what the real consent, what options are available, and maybe work something out. And see, that's the Wisconsin way. What they did in Madison, where they tore down the statue, the forward statue, they set fire to State Street, they threw Molotov cocktails, attacked the legislature, and basically no one there said no, don't do this, you don't do this. You know, basically, it shows the woke mob has become like a Crystal Night mob. Maybe their shirts are black, but last night they demonstrated their wearing bald shirts, and for many people, older liberals and conservatives like myself, this morning, Robin Voss and the Speaker Pro Temp, who's Democrat, they both shared the same point of view, that basically enough is enough. You know, we understand change is needed, and we understand that basically things that the system is never perfect. Yes, of course it isn't, but the problem is, Wisconsin way. We don't do things like what the weathermen did in Chicago or Chicago 8, and I mean, we still believe in peaceful. We do believe we have a right to defend ourselves because we are all of us in Wisconsin have learned how to shoot. I was taught how to shoot a rifle when I was 10 years old. My dad and I would go out shooting, and they're members of the NRA back then, and and I know other friends too, and I also was taught how to shoot a shotgun too. But the thing is, what happens though is, we do it. Most people do it for hunting, but or target practice. But basically, when there's problems, we don't get fists together and go, like this, or throw these Molotov cocktails or tear down statues and stuff. Because the group that's doing this, they claim they want to make social change and stuff. Well, the thing is, you really are copying a policy the Nazis did, what was called degenerate art. In 1937, on Crystal Night, the Nazis set up a policy to destroy all non-conforming thought, business people, and art. And what happened was, the first thing was degenerate art. They'd tear down paintings or rip them apart or burn them, or statues. The second part at night, they destroy businesses, which the rioters did. And we've seen a few weeks ago, there's still some businesses boarded up downtown. In downtown, we've seen still some businesses wondering when they can open up their dining rooms because of this. Other areas too. In Chicago, there are many Black businesses, African American businesses, who are wondering if they can reopen because they've had so much damage. By the time they have to pay the new business insurance, can they really afford to open? And what happened in Madison, though, to those who did that, please leave the state. This is not this type of state. We are not a mob state. We are a peaceful state. We believe in peaceful discussion, peaceful protest. You have a right to protest, and also you have a right to defend yourself. But the thing is, to those that did that in Madison, the out-of-towners and the other agitators from out town, I think it's time you leave. Really, it's like the same thing what I heard in the interview with Matthew McConaughey about Austin. And I like Austin. I watch Austin City Limits. I've borrowed a lot of products from Dell and other things, but it's basically, Austin, he said, well, we have a certain culture, how we live down here. If you want to visit, fine, that's fine. But if you want to stay down here, you gotta learn to drop the bad habits of the culture where you came from, or else, just move on. And to them, Madison, those groups that organized and agitated it, move on. Please, just you lost our support. I hope, basically, those of you that were duped into doing this or something will realize that you're supporting a false premise, you're supporting the wrong group, and it's also the wrong way too. There are many people in the state here who are willing to listen to you peacefully if they can be to a point where they're not fearful that if they say one wrong word, you're going to go. You know, um, you also got to calm down and cut down all the energy drinks. You guys want to be hype, we want to be up there, and sorry, in Wisconsin, we're not that way. I like coffee, right? But the thing is, if someone says one wrong word, I don't go or basically, logically or philosophically try to shoot them down. No, I mean, I realize people are not computers, people are not machines. People sometimes will say some they mean a certain thing, but sometimes they have trouble expressing it. And when I've worked with different people from different countries, Japan, Europe, and teaching them American English, I realize that because sometimes. And also sometimes people giggle because that giggling means to scare, not that they're that they're laughing at you. It means to scare because they don't know what they don't. They're trying to say it, but they're still thinking in one way and trying to think in another way. That's what I'm saying. Don't go ballistic. But what happened in Madison last night, disgraceful. Never, 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 never has Madison ever seen anything like this. And we in the state of Wisconsin have never seen anything like this. To those agitators coming from out of state, like I said, we in Wisconsin think it's time to leave. And to those who want to follow those type of agitators, we think so. We're a highly educated state. We discuss things. We have differences of opinion, and we are a state of Republicans, Democrats, progressive, socialist, and we've always worked together in peace. We always work together. Sometimes it's discussing things at a bar. Sometimes it's discussing things at Wendy's or Barnes and Noble. Or sometimes just on the street or on the bus. But we never believed in violence towards our fellow person. I do hope basically that those who were duped, you finally get the memo and just no, you don't have to say you don't. All you have to do is just walk away. If someone tries to ask you to go in, them, just say no. Just say no, and walk away. That's all you have to do. Or you don't even have to say no. Just walk away. And that because basically, to those who are duped, do you really want to be known as being a modern day version of the Nazis? I don't think anyone does. Just some thoughts and. Let me know what you think. Our website is Ideas with Diana on Twitter, and we're hoping to come back to the radio sometime in the future. Right now at UW, it's still they're doing fall registration, but we don't know exactly how that's going to go. So I can't give any definite date yet. But to those who did that stuff in Madison, the outside organizers and those following outside organizers, you've overstayed your welcome. And to those basically who are duped, this is your time to walk away and basically not get caught in this. So just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Talk with you soon.